Okay, so welcome back to a new video. Today is the day that the BMW 130i gets its freshly refurbished 18-inch BBS style alloy wheels and freshly refurbished brake calipers, all from Alloy Refresh, put back onto the car. Another quick look at the wheels. These are honestly looking absolutely perfect. Now the calipers themselves, I've done a little bit of work to them. So when I received them from Alloy Refresh, of course they were all masked up with the machined surfaces, obviously where it makes contact with the hub and such. That all needed to be masked up. That has all now been removed to make sure everything is completely flat. As you can see, I have went to town on these calipers. All new pistons, all new seals, all new slider bolts, all new bleeder screws. Everything that you could replace on these calipers has now been replaced. I cannot wait to get these onto the car. I've also went ahead and gave the bolts a bit of a clean up. They have been shot blasted and they have also received a coat of paint. Now I know they are not going to stay like this forever, but it's just going to mean that they're going to look a bit more presentable for the time being while they go onto the car. You know, you don't want to install these fresh new calipers onto the car with some rusty bolts, so that should be a nice addition as well. Now then, let's just get cracking. Let's get the car up in the air, let's get the calipers on, let's get the wheels on, and we will need to do a brake bleeding procedure at the end as well. So we'll start with the rears first, and quickly, some of you are probably wondering what's going on here. What are those wheels? How are the brake calipers not even on the car? You know, is your brake fluid not just running out? I'll explain once I have the wheel off, but real quick, these wheels, they're basically scrap. I bought them a long time ago. The wheels with the calipers on the car, they do not fit, or at least the fronts do not, and these tyres are like 10 plus years old. These are not going on the road, don't worry, they're never ever going to go on the road. They're just for the purpose of what we're doing today. Replacing the wheels and replacing the brake calipers. Okay, so now that we have the wheel off, as you can see, there is no brake caliper here. Now the brake line, the brake hose, that ends here. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell is this thing on the end of here? How is brake fluid not running out? So, believe it or not, this is what is on the end. So this is actually essentially a brake hose stopper. Now my dad actually made me a set of these. He is a mechanical engineer. He made me a set of 6 of these, so I have a couple spare. And essentially all it is just a threaded piece of steel with an O-ring in that goes perfectly over the brake hose and stops your fluid from running out. So this is how the car has been sitting while I've had the brake calipers refurbished. Now before we start the reassembly of things, just going to give things a bit of a clean up with a wire brushy. Obviously we want to make sure everything is nice and flat, nice and flush before the wheel goes on. Okay then, so let's start the reassembly process, starting with the brake caliper bracket. There we go, that's both of those bolts torqued down. And now we can remove this brake hose stopper and install the caliper itself. It's just a case of winding the caliper onto the hose, because of course the fitting on the end of the hose doesn't move. I just need to give that a tighten up. There we are. Now we can tighten down the slider bolts Those can be torqued down as well. There we are. Okay, so of course everything is now torqued down. We do have to install the caliper securing clips as well. Now I'm actually going to wait until I have installed all of the calipers before I install these, because I want to, you know, bleed the brakes, make sure everything is moving nicely as it should, and then I will install these after. It's not something you want to keep, you know, removing then reinstalling, because there is a chance that this can get damaged, and as it is looking so pretty, I don't want that to happen. So as you can see then, I've also installed the wheel as well. Now all I need to do is copy and paste for the other three. Let's get all this installed. So as you can see then, all 4 new wheels and calipers are on. I've also got the pressure bleeder already hooked up. That's pumped up to 20 psi, seems to be holding well, which indicates there must be no leaks, which is fantastic. So now it's just going to be a case of bleeding all of the air out of the system, of course starting with the furthest caliper away from the master cylinder, which in our case is actually this caliper here, because the brake pipes go from here across the rear axle and then to the front. So we'll do this side, then the other side rear, and then the passenger side rear, and then finally the driver's side rear. Let's get it done. Okay then, so I think we are now done. So I have done a full bleed of the brakes, no air left in the system now. As you can see, I've also went ahead and installed the caliper clips. They are sitting nicely. Of course, all of the wheels are now back on as well, and I've also went ahead and torqued down all of the wheel bolts. Now I think all that's left to do is take this car for a test drive. Okay then guys, so just got back from a little test drive and everything seems to be fine, no issues whatsoever. That is just pretty much now done with the BMW 130i. I'm over the moon with the final results in terms of the brake calipers and the alloy wheels. We do have a bunch of work later in the year to do on that car. I do kind of want to get it back to factory finish. I'm going to do like a full underside restoration, replace all the suspension components, bushes, the whole lot. And then I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but I want to get a full respray. Then I'm going to be pretty much changing the whole interior. A lot of upgrades to come, but yeah, a lot of work to go in this car. But yeah, enough of that. That's later on down the line. I'm going to wrap this video up. Again guys, if you do want to check out Alloy Refresh, they are the company that are responsible for refurbishing these brake calipers and the alloy wheels. If you haven't already saw the video on that, by the way, go check it out. But yeah, I will leave all of their links down in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. Thank you guys for watching. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!